It's raining. It's pouring. They just wiped out all my shit and got some nerve. Why the fuck would they do that? Da-na-na-na-na-na. Hey Janet, how you doing? My computer did a big update and completely like deleted all my copy and paste things. I swear, computers are so annoying. And of course, it's still the retrograde for another 2 days, and of course, it's going to aggravate me for the last 2 days. Let me see if I can get this link here. Okay, I got it now. It's like a never-ending story. Hey, Lucky, how you doing? All right, good. I got my shit back. So annoying. You're good. Good to hear. You're busy at work. Well, that's good. As you can see above my head, there's nothing but rain all over the place. It's been raining on and off, but the last hour and a half, 2 hours maybe, it's been like really pouring. And it's got more coming. So, yeah. I said, well, there's nothing I can do outside, so I might as well be inside working and doing things. Are you still having fun, your cat? That sucks. Well, I'm getting that the cat's still alive and it's still out there. So whether or not when you're gonna get it is the still the issue. I don't even know what I told you the other day when you're gonna get him. I don't even know what I said. I can't remember. But the cards are saying he's still out there. He's still alive. He's still alive and out there, but says you'll still get him back. I wonder if you have you called like the vet or anything like that. You should check like your nearest vet if you haven't already. You should check the vet and see what they say if they have a cat with your description. Somebody he might have got hurt and then took him to the vet maybe. If you can't find him around the neighborhood. Okay, that's good. Okay, good. Well, the cards say he's still alive and he's still out there, and you'll get him eventually. When is always, the number one question. But hopefully you get him back soon. Yeah. Well, don't give up. Sometimes it takes a while. I remember Starlight lost her dog, and I think it was like days and days went by before she found it. Same thing happened with Ilda when she lost one of her dogs. Come to find out, the neighbor had it. It was somebody. I think it was Ilda. It's crazy. Sometimes people don't know, right? Yeah, he'll come around. The good thing is he's still alive right now. Hopefully he does stay that way. But the cards don't say anything drastic. So looks like he's around. Somebody's probably got him, hanging out with him. Like I said, he's probably on vacation, enjoying his new life for now. He'll be fine. He'll come back around. Yeah. Oh, that's up to you. Sometimes when money's involved or reward is involved, it'll come around. So maybe that'll entice somebody to give him back or see it. All it takes is somebody to see the flyer or the picture or hear about it. Usually when people find cats or dogs or whatever, they look around to see whose it is or if it's lost or whatever. That's why years ago when I got my pit bull, he had a chip in his neck. So if he went missing, all they have to do is scan his neck and it'll say it's my dog. That was way back when I got him, like 20 something years ago. Actually, 30 years ago. Nah, he's probably not hungry. He's probably eating somewhere. He's probably with somebody. If he was hungry, he'd be back home already. But he's probably with somebody. Last time I checked, I saw him with a man. So he's probably hanging out with this person. Yeah. Yeah, I figured as much. Yeah, you can put him on social media too. That's a good idea, Janet. Okay, good. So it looks like you have everything covered. It's just a matter of him being found. So which will happen. You'll find him. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And now there's so much more social media apps and outlets and stuff you can put things on. You can put shit on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. If you have all the above, Twitch, wherever, like, there's so many different apps you can put shit on. So, so I'm sure eventually he'll come through. Yeah. Well, all we can do is hope and pray that he's gonna be in your in your house back home soon. Hopefully that's the case, and hopefully, he shows up soon. Spirit will bring him around eventually. Be all right. I was actually thinking about doing that too. I haven't seen him in a few days, but the last I checked, he was okay. He had like shoulder pain. His shoulder was acting up for a while, but otherwise that he comes in from time to time to give us an update. But everybody, people get busy sometimes, and don't really see each other as much. Did I lose weight? I have no idea. If I look like I have, then I guess I don't know. Honestly, I don't really look at my weight or like get on a scale every day. I might have. I know I've eaten less junk lately because I can't eat junk shit all the time. All right, cool. I had to plug in my USB stick. I don't know. I don't even have a scale in here. I had a brand new scale in here at one point, and the battery ran out, and the battery was so um had all like the acid shit came out of it, and it got corroded because I had it over there by my window and see how it's open. The water came through there and went on top of it and ruined it. I shouldn't have left it there, but it's fucking annoying. Yeah. So I had one in here, but I don't really weigh myself like that. I don't care. Yeah, she's good. She I took her to the city yesterday and she came back home on the bus. She wants to be more independent and not, ask us to do things for her all the time. So I let her do what she wants to do. She's a grown woman. She does whatever. She went and bought a new pair of shoes for church. So she don't want me to go with her anywhere. She wanted to be total independent, do everything on herself. So she's cool. I spoke to her earlier. I was supposed to go down there and do some work, but the weather just ruined everything. It's been really bad here today, windy and rainy. So when the weather gets better, I'll probably go down there and paint some stuff down there. But I spoke to her today. She's a little upset because her friend passed away 2 days ago. My auntie's sister passed away. So I feel sorry for her. She lost her son 7 months ago, and then she died 2 days ago. So, and then she left behind her daughter and her husband. And her husband has to go in a home now because he can't take care of himself. So that poor guy, he watched his son die, and then his wife dies 7 months later. So very sad. Yeah, thanks. I don't know. When I heard that, I was like, damn it, man. Poor people don't get a break. Yeah, I mentioned it when he died. I mentioned it on here. He's a good friend of mine. Like my uncle is married to his auntie, which is my auntie. So our aunties are the same. But his auntie is on his side and my uncle is my side. So we were like, kind of related through marriage type of thing. So we always knew we were like, kind of family type of stuff. But yeah, I feel bad for those people, especially the dad now. He's probably like almost 80 years old. He's probably like maybe 75, maybe. He's not as old as my dad, but he's got to be taken care of. So now they have to put him in a home or put him in full time, nurse care, yeah. Uh, so it's kind of sad, but like I tell everybody, people pass away. It's life. I was just telling my friend because I went to the store and I'm talking to my friend for like half an hour. I haven't seen him in years in school, and he came up to me and was like talking to me and stuff. And we talked about all sorts of shit. His dad's been died like years and years ago, so he still has his mom and his sister. And I was telling him about my dad. He didn't even know my dad passed away. So yeah, he was talking about that. And then I told him my dog passed away right after Christmas. So it's been like a double whammy. Then all these people I know have died. So, but we have to keep going. We can't let death ruin our lives or get so depressed from it that we die ourselves. I feel like that's what happened to that lady. When her son died, she probably got so depressed that she couldn't take it anymore and ended up dying herself, unfortunately. But death is a part of life. We all go through it. You know, last year was hard for me going through those deaths of friends, family, my dad, my dog. And then this year it started again. More people I know have died. It's just a shit show. It's fucked up, but it's life. As I get older, I'm gonna see more death. Hey, Blue Nile, I'm good. How are you, sweetheart? Well, life is challenges no matter what, you know, whether it's work, life, health, family, friends, hobbies, pets. Life is just an overall, challenge pretty much. And we just have to take the challenge on and do what we have to do. Not cry about it, not bitch and moan about it, and just live life and try and do what we can to the best of our ability. So hopefully everybody is going to be okay and life goes on and we'll be okay. Life is going to happen. Blue Nile, thanks for the donation. You can ask your question when you're ready. Thanks. There- Yeah, it can't always be great. It can't always be bad. Can't always be good. It's just a part of life. We can't, but we shouldn't give up and we shouldn't bitch and moan about things because at the end of the day, if we're alive and we have food to eat, our bills are paid, and we have a place to live, then I feel like that's the most important things in the world for a human being right now in this day and age. And if you have that, then you're pretty much okay because you have 10 million times more than what a lot of people have. Because there's a lot of people out there that don't know when their next meal is going to be. They don't have money. They don't have a job. They don't have a place to stay. Some people have to rent for the rest of their lives. Some people can't afford a house. Some people get a house and then go into debt. Some people have, sicknesses and diseases and shit. So if you don't have none of that and you're living your life, those challenges should be little dilemmas in your life. Yeah, I'm good. All right, you said, how will Miss Asia go for me? Do you have any? It doesn't really affect us like that. At least because Bermuda's always expensive anyway. So if shit goes up, we're just used to it. But the fuel prices have always been high here, no matter what. The fuel prices will go down everywhere else in the world, but not here. Because people have to remember we're an island. You can't drive here from another place. The only thing you can do is drive around the island. No one can come here by truck or train or anything like that. You have to fly everything here, or you have to bring everything by boat. So because we have to import a lot of things, it's gonna be pricey anyway. So I'm sure it's gonna affect us. Yeah. But whatever it's doing, I don't really care, to be honest. Because I'm used to everything being expensive anyway. You know? It's never a dull moment in this world. I just feel like everybody, points the blame at everybody, but I'm used to the prices being the way it is. All right, Boo. Now let me check what's going on here. If you're dealing with more than one person, uh, if you're dealing with more than one person in this competition, as far as like, I'm not talking about the competitors. I'm talking about like whoever's organizing it. So if there's men that are organizing this situation, I would say that there is a like whoever the judges are or the leaders are of this competition, they're very biased and they're very like weird. I would say out of three of them, one of them are cool. And I feel like these guys fight amongst themselves or they have like discrepancies amongst themselves. So I feel like that's the only thing that's gonna be like a pain in the ass. So I think that the judges are a pain in the ass, especially if they're men. Or if there's men involved in this competition, like judges or organizers, I feel like it's not going according to plan right now. So there might be some setbacks, or there might be some disorganization, or there's annoying things going on between these people, like. Hmm. I feel like the competition is going to be very uh, challenging. You're going to have to do your absolute best to get, into this competition. I feel like you're going to overcome whatever challenges you get to and whatever challenges come before you. I see your opponents being, pretty good. You got to take advantage of every little thing you can. So if you feel overwhelmed, just breathe and say, you know what? I can do this. It's okay. I'm good. I'm breathing. I'll be all right. So then I get a high priestess reverse. So this is like a woman that has a book. So it's a judge. So if there's a woman judge, she'll probably be a little selfish and kind of weird. You might get critiqued about whatever, but I feel like I feel like you'll have a problem with like the people who judge you, or they might have a problem with you. But that's normal shit, right? But the overall card here is the Seven of Wands, which means success and gain and overcoming obstacles and challenges, and you'll be able to defeat your opponents, and you'll be able to be better than some of your opponents. And I know you said there's six of you, right? So you'll be able to like deal with them. You just have to be very active. You have to be like you have to guard yourself. You have to tell them your desires, what you want to like do in your life, what you want to recover, what you feel like you want to do. Give a little information about your childhood. Answer their questions with prestige and honor and grace and dignity. Like show them like, hey, I'm not here just as a pretty face. So that's what I would say to do. But out of all of these judges, I think one of them might not give you the ratings you want, but that's because this person is a little ignorant or like short sighted, or she might not understand what you're trying to say. So she might be a little, judgmental and annoying. But overall, I'm not getting nothing bad. Just like the people there might be annoying and stupid. Judges, owners, like the men who are actually dealing with it, it might be a frustrating competition where things might not be that organized, or it might just be like too much bullshit at once, and then you might deal with some really ignorant stupid people. But where don't you deal with stupid people every day? So, okay, Lucky, take care. Okay, you're sponsored by a brand, so you don't have to pay. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's not really. I don't get you being a problem or them looking at you as an issue. I just think that the people who organize this and the people see, because when you have a big event and you organize things and you have certain things going on, you're getting the energy of these people, right? So I'm getting the energy from these people that they are, a pain in the ass. They could be very, weird, annoying, things like that. Yeah, it looks like it might be that way, but as far as you competing, it looks like you'll be okay. You'll compete fine and everything will be, pretty much okay. I don't see like a disaster on your part. I just feel like the people who are organizing it, the people that are in charge, the people that judge, the people that, you know, have a say, they might be arguing, they might, act up, be idiots, you know, things like that. I hope you win. But that's you winning determines how you do what you do. Like. I'm getting it's a very strong possibility you can win. And if you don't win, you might make the top three. It says you're gonna do good. But that's up to you. 2 days ago my team played and I predicted that they was gonna win 4-0 and they ended up winning 5-0. So it was beyond my expectations of my prediction. But it happens sometimes, and sometimes it's it all depends on how spirit controls things. When in competitions, there's never well, not never, but it's very hard to predict competitions because competitions can be manipulated, changed, and robbed. So those things are kind of never guaranteed. Not never guaranteed. I don't like to say the word never, but in my opinion, those things are never guaranteed because they can rig shit and they can at the last second they can fuck you over anytime. It's just like a referee in a game. If they want to, they can screw you up, and they have done it. I've seen it a million times. So you're welcome, sweetheart. Just keep positive. Just automatically know. Don't be cocky, but you can be. When I do things, I'm kind of like I kind of have like a cocky mentality to myself. I always boast myself up in my mind. I'm always like, Mark, you're the guy. You know you are. You know you can kill this shit. You know you're the guy. You know you can do this. You know that you're good at this, so do it. Let's show these fuckers that we run shit. I say that to myself. I'm my biggest fan, my biggest cheerleader, and I'm a legend in my own mind, and that's all that matters. I don't give a fuck what anybody says about me, whether I'm good, bad, or I'm the best. That's for me to decide. Yeah, if you do the same thing, you're good. If you walk in there and say, I'm better looking than all these bitches, I know I'm gonna win. God's got my back. I really want this, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make it happen. I'm her. My shit is on point today. Hell yeah. That's what I just did. Before I came on here, I went on TikTok, and I'm on TikTok playing music. I'm DJing on there like probably twice a week now. So it's been pouring rain here. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna go on live. I haven't been live this early ever. So I went live, and pure people came in there. I got over 4,000 likes. People were in there, having fun, talking shit. Or I shared the video with a few other friends, and they came in there and supported me for a little while. It was fun. And I was talking shit like I'm the best DJ in the world. I don't give a fuck. And the people were just in there. They didn't say anything. They didn't say you're a conceited bastard or you're an asshole or something. I'm like, well, prove me wrong then. See if you could beat me. Come in here. We'll see who can pull the crowd. I dare you. But they won't. They ain't ready for me. But see, I don't mean it in a malice or, fucked up, cocky type of way. I just mean it I just do it as a confidence booster, and like a joke. But some people would take it serious and be like, I'm like, shut up, calm down. I don't do that shit on here because, I'm not like that. Because on here, I have to co-create. I know that without spirit, I'm nothing. I can't come on here and say I'm this and I'm that, on this type of level here, because I have to co-create with spirit and yours to get the answer. So I'm not going to boast myself in any way, even though I know deep down inside I know what I'm doing. But this is not a competition. But DJing is a competition to me, for sure. Yeah, exactly. It puts me in a confident way to achieve what I need to. So I've been on there for a few months now, and today I really was like talking shit. My nephews were in there and they were laughing and stuff. My sister came in there, popped in real quick. Some of my best friends came in there and they're like shaking their head and laughing at me and shit. So it's fun. Like, I like to entertain, talk shit, have fun. So it's just who I am. Everybody knows I'm a joker. So even though like I'm talking shit and saying certain things, is not like I'm not doing it in a negative, evil way. Like, I'm doing it just like have fun and just entertain you with bullshit. Like I do on here, I make everybody laugh, talk shit, but I'm still serious when I answer a question, you know? Just like playing music. I'm serious when I play music, but I also want to talk shit and have fun too. So why not? You know, it's not a big deal. It's not like I'm doing something evil. All I'm doing is talking shit. So, you know, why not? If I didn't talk shit, somebody would probably think I'm something wrong with me. They'd be like, something's wrong with Mark. He ain't talking shit today. Hey Marilyn, how you doing? Thanks for the super chat. No problem, Bruno. I really hope that everything goes well for you. Yes, please do. You know, do what you can. Just ask spirit for your help, for help, you know, and you'll be fine. You'll be good. All right, Marilyn, you said, what are DH's true thoughts, feelings, intentions? Hmm. Well, I would say nothing good, to be honest, right now, at this present time. I would say this person's thoughts about you isn't that great. I would say their feelings about you ain't that great. And their intentions aren't that great. What I get here is this person, they're not doing good in their marriage, they're not doing good in their life, you know, and how they feel about you is like not like they don't really give a shit type of thing. I would say that they might be suspicious of you, or they suspect you're doing something, or people might have said something about you to him, and he's probably like, you know what, I won't deal with her if you don't want me to, type of thing. So there could be somebody telling him, look, don't deal with Marilyn if she comes around, or don't talk to her if you see her, don't deal with her. So I feel like he might be influenced by somebody he's with. So if he's with, you're married to your auntie, she might influence his thoughts, feelings, and intentions. So whatever she says, he does. If not, there's no coochie and nothing coming his way. But it looks like they have difficulties, worries, concerns. You know, I don't see nothing bad here, and I even got the devil card at the very end, and that tells me this is like a weirdness, or like an experience that is weird for him, and he doesn't want to get involved in any controversies. He doesn't want to be, not happy for anybody, or he's like, I feel like he punishes himself too. So if he drinks, or if he smokes, or if he abuses anything in his life, it's affecting him right now. But I do see like a woman around him that's not very, trustworthy. So he probably thinks, he probably doesn't know who to believe, whether it's you, the wife, this person, that person, whatever. But I don't get anything good in anything. I don't, his true thoughts are, I don't give a shit about you. If this person hasn't even talked to you in a while, then that should tell you right there. Because if there is no energy exchange between you and this person, then this person, for the cards to come out the way it does, it means that they don't give a fuck about you, and they don't care what you about thinking about you or feeling about you, because they don't even speak to you. So there can't be an energy exchange, if there isn't any. So if you haven't spoken to this person for over a month, then I would say that's why I'm getting what I'm getting, because the person doesn't really care. But if you come up in conversation, his wife is probably saying, "Look, don't get involved, don't deal with that person, or don't say anything." I feel like the wife runs his life. Hey, that rhymes. My wife runs my life. My wife runs my life. That's why I ain't got a wife, cause she ain't gonna run my life. So I'm not getting anything good here, Marilyn. Nothing good at all. And if this person like says something to you, they're not gonna tell you the truth. If you were to interrogate this person's not gonna say anything because they've been told not to. But their true, thoughts, feelings, and intentions are not very genuine. Hope that made sense. You're welcome. Unfortunately, that's how people are. Hey, Barbie, you'll be back after these messages. Don't you love ads? Ads are the best. Ads, ads, ads. Don't you love them? Don't you love ads? I wonder if I can put all these pictures and shit on a USB stick thingy. I wonder if I can. No. What is it called? Where's that? I don't see it on here. Minasi. Minasi. Okay. Ah. I see how it's done. This thing is so dumb. Like, why is it like that? Oh my god. Um, okay, here we go. That's more better. Okay, cool. All right, that worked. Hi, Barbie. What's going on? All good? Trying to sort out my put all my pictures on one file and just have everything on there. And then delete a lot of these things off of here. That's what I need to do. And let me delete them. Remove. But it didn't do it though. It's very annoying. It's very annoying. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, it did work. I don't know. This thing is so annoying. So annoying. I wonder if it was going to work this way. Oh, it does. Oh, okay. I know how to do it now. Yeah, I figured out how to do it. Mo Bata? That's good. So, didn't get a chance to tell you, I lost a very dear friend in a house fire. They found him in the house. Oh, no. 2 days ago, my auntie's sister died, and my mom called me yesterday to tell me that she passed away. And she lost her son 7 months ago. And her husband can't be by himself, so they have to put him in a home. Poor fucking guy, man. And all he has is his daughter. He watched his son die and his wife die in the last 7 months. But that's such a bad way to go in a house fire. That's so fucking bad, Barbie. I would never wish that on anybody. Hell no. This guy that you're referring to that died in a house fire, did he have like blue eyes? I'm getting a guy here too, a guy with brown hair and blue eyes. But his hair is like thin right out, like he barely has any left. But the guy has like blue eyes or green eyes, something like that. I see a guy. He's an older guy. I don't know who that is, but it might be him. Kind of got this guy here. I don't know who he is though. It never fails. Why is this thing doing that? Oh, okay. I got it. Reports. Mhm. Okay, that's good. Cool. Yay. Very talented, and yes, he does. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Hmm. Sorry to hear that, Barbie. Let's pray and hope that he's in a better place and he's with spirit, loved ones, and life will be good for him. That's all we can wish for him and pray and hope for him that everything is okay. Let's pray that he's okay. Blue eyes, brown hair. Yeah, that must be him then. Oh, that's good. Like I see this guy with like overalls or coveralls, whatever they call it, and he always was in those working. Looks like he liked to do that. I know you said he's a carpenter, but I feel like he did more than that. Like he liked to work outside, like in the yard. He might have cut his own grass or his hedges, or like to have a garden or a little farm area or something. Looks like that was like a hobby for him or something. It's like he enjoyed doing that. But he definitely is looks like a working man to me. So looks like that's him, which is good. God bless him. Hey Leo son, how you doing? Yeah, I feel like he did a lot of things, which is cool. Yeah, I'm good. As you can see above my head was the radar full of rain. So I did what I had to do this morning, and now I'm kind of just chilling. It's almost 5 o'clock here. I'm kind of just chilling out right now because it's raining and it's very annoying weather. Let me see who's this in my driveway here. Always somebody coming up around this damn yard, as usual. Dang people. One of my friends thought you were somebody else that I used to talk to, Leo son. She was confused. I'm like, no, that's not the Leo person that I used to talk to. That's a different person. The name is familiar, but not really. I don't even want to mention that person, but she's kind of, she thought it was somebody else, but she thought it was you were somebody else. And I was like, no, that's not it. She thought you were a guy. And I was like, no, no, that's not the guy that I used to talk to. Hell no. Couldn't tell you anything about him. I said the names are similar, but not really. Well, Leos have a bad rap with me. That's for sure. I'm an Aquarius, so Leos are my opposite. But I'll be very honest, I don't go by people's signs too much, even though sometimes I dwell on it or I harp on it just for a joke, you know. But my first like true girlfriend in high school was a Leo, and we broke up and she went to high school and became a Leo, and now she's a divorced Leo. And a Ho. So yeah. That was my first like true love prom date, high school sweetheart, all down the drain. And then there's two Leo men that I had a lot of beef with on here for years. There are two jackasses that that's who the person thought you were. And I was like, hell no, why would I have that person around here? You know, but then they realized it wasn't them. And I have my friend Kitty that comes in here. She's a cool Leo. And I have Dan that comes in here. He's a guy Leo. And you. And I think there's some other woman that comes in here that's a Leo too. They're pretty cool people. Like I said, sometimes they give you the bad ones first, and then you see the good ones after. Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah. So I used to date a Leo, and then, like I said, I've had some bad experiences with Leos, Aries, and Capricorns. Those three signs I have bad experiences with. Like they seem to like aggravate me, annoy me, and they're like POSs. Yeah, I think you were gone when I asked you. I said, who the heck introduced me to Leo's son? And I'm thinking here, who the hell was it? And now you just said it, Claudia. And I was like, no wonder. Yeah, Claudia's cool as fuck. She's such a nice person. Yeah. I don't even know how I met Claudia, but she's been coming in here for a while. But I haven't seen her in a bit though. I think the last time I saw Claudia was when she introduced me to you, and I was washing dishes that day. But I know she's been busy with work and stuff. So, and I know not everybody's gonna come in here every damn day. There's people who come in here every day and then stop coming in here for months and then come back. I know people come and go. I know people don't have a chance to come on these things all the time, and that's fine with me. I never get offended if people don't come around or not. Doesn't bother me one bit. I'll worry about people if I don't see them for a while, but when I do see them, I'm like, oh, hey, there you are. Okay, cool. So you read as well then? You said you go live too, right? But not on this channel. Okay, cool. What is it? I'll come by and support you. I'll subscribe. Nah, that's all right. It don't matter. This is a small channel too. It's not like my channel's big either. I don't care. Oh, well, that's fine. I have double that, so it doesn't matter. And I've been there for 6 years. It doesn't matter how many subs you have, as long as you're there helping people. That's all that matters. Unapologetic tarot. Oh shit! You just outright want to be a Leo all around, don't you? She said, "Look, I'm not gonna apologize for anything that I say. Fuck you, people." She said, "Unapologetic." She said, "Look, I ain't fucking saying sorry for shit." All right. Now there is. All right. So you have like, is your channel Is it unapologetic? You says 556 subscribers, 8 videos. It says candles. It says reading subs only. You got like a couple videos here. That's probably your channel. Nah, don't apologize. Fuck that. I ain't apologizing for shit. You know what you're getting into. I'll subscribe to you right now. It's like a red and gold and black picture thingy. Yeah, this must be you. Cool, I just sub. Let's see. Oh, I like that lion name. Oh, that looks cool. I like that. Cool. That's you? That's you. I can tell that's you. Yeah, I just subbed to you, so I gave you a like on the video that you did a month ago. You got 1,000 views. That's cool. That's good. I see. You go, girl. You got some people in your chat there. Yeah, you're doing good. It's not about how many subs you got. It's not about how many subs you got. It's like what you do for the people that actually come in there, you know? When you do shit for people that's in your room and you do shit for people like and you help people and they appreciate you, it don't even matter. As long as you help 10 people out of those 500 subscribers, that's all that really matters. Like, you know? Yeah, I don't blame you. If you don't want it to be public, then don't. Me, I don't really give a shit. Honestly, like I'm at the point in my life where I don't really care. I'm not gonna hide my life or my what I do for what I do and what I love from anybody. I just don't really care. You know, I'm gonna die one day and everybody's gonna forget anyway, so it don't matter. And I'm not doing anything corrupt or bad. It might be to some people, but I don't really care what people think. You know, I used to be very private, but now I just don't care. I'm an open book. I don't give a fuck what people say. On here, I definitely don't. And then when I DJ on TikTok, like a lot of people see me, but they don't say shit because like I was just telling my friend this at the store. He was like, "You still play music?" I'm like, "Yeah, I've been playing music on TikTok for the past 3 months, and I kind of enjoy it." And I was like, I don't really. He says, "Oh well, you still got like people coming to aggravate you and shit." I say, "Not really." I say, when you get old enough, like people don't really give a shit about you like that. I said, "I'm not a threat to anybody, and if I am, that's your delusional mind telling you that I am." Mm. With your birthday being on the 26th, I keep my karma good as Lisa tried to. Yeah, well, that's the key to do. The key to like, you know, the key to the key to living good is to be good and to do everything you possibly can for yourself, your family, and your loved ones. Believe in yourself and believe in God and just be righteous and humble. Like, just don't be a fucking idiot and try not to be, don't be disrespectful. The only way you should be disrespectful is somebody disrespecting you. You're kind of allowed to disrespect somebody back if they're disrespecting you first, or tarnishing your name, or defamation or anything like that. Obviously, that's different, right? But if you don't find yourself in those predicaments, then you should be okay. I'm honest as fuck too. I don't really like whatever I see is what you get. You might not like it, or you might really like it. So, and then again, everybody has to understand that whatever I tell you today can change tomorrow. So never blame anyone for change. And our lives can change from one day to the next. You know, that's why a lot of, readings can be compromised, changed, um, taken out of context, lied to. So it's like, nothing's really set 100% in stone. What happened, Lucky? So, it's just a part of life. I think that, I've been doing this for a very, very long time. I've had this channel for almost 7 years, and I've been doing this for over 20 years. And all I can say is that I'm not perfect. The people I read for aren't perfect. The answers are never going to be perfect. You can say or do whatever you want. I can tell you today that the person you want to date is going to ask you out, and they ask you out, and then I never elaborated, or you never asked how the date was going to be, and the date ends up being the worst date of your life. And then you probably say, well, why didn't you tell me, Mark? Well, you didn't ask. You just said, are you going to date the person? Yes. That's what I told you. But if you come back and say that guy was a fucking complete asshole, well, you didn't ask me how the date was going to go. You just says, are you going to go on a date? I'm answering the question. Yes, you're going to go on a date with him. But if you ask me, hey, how is the date going to go? And is there any progress going to happen? Then I'll tell you. And then if I told you that it weren't going to work out, you probably wouldn't even go. Because you're going to believe whatever you want to believe. You see what I mean? So that's just an example of how a reading can determine many things. Because if you were to ask every question in every detail, you'd be broke. If you're paying somebody to answer every little detailed question you have in your little mind. So the best thing to do is to live your life. Unless you desperately have to ask something, or you want to check something that's bothering you, that's okay. But don't sit there and dwell on it too much. I don't encourage anyone to get readings every day. And if you come in here and get readings every day, I'm going to eventually tell you, hey, look, from me to you, you shouldn't get readings every day. But I'm not going to tell you what to do with your life, but I'm just letting you know that if shit don't start happening, or if it doesn't happen, don't blame me. Because right now you're abusing readings. You know that, right? They're like, no, I'll be fine. Spirit loves me. It's all right. I'm paying you, so you better do it. All right. Then when shit hits the fan and you get all fucked up, don't blame me. Don't come around here talking about some refunds and shit. Fuck you. I'm going to tell you straight up before it gets to that point, don't you dare get another reading. Or I'm going to show you like some type of, thing where I'm going to ban your ass, I'm going to get rid of you, or I'm going to refuse to talk to you or to read you. And I've done it in the past. Because I don't want people to be addicted to readings in here. I don't like that. I don't mind people getting readings, but not every fucking day, man. That shit's bad for you. And trust me, I used to be that person. I don't want you to be what I used to be. Readings are unnecessary, but they are necessary at some point. When you're really like, you need to know something, you need to be reassured or something like that, or something bad happens, you wish, you're worried, you got a reading, that's fine. But every fucking day, hell no. Get out of here. Don't come around here every damn day aggravating me about what this person thinks of you or what this person feels about you. Fuck off of that shit. Go ask them. What's their number? You want me to call them for you? That's what I used to do, I used to grab my phone like this, and I used to say, what's the number of the person? You want me to call them for you? Because you're asking me every day what this person thinks about you, what this person feels about you. You want me fucking call him? What's their number? I'll call him and say, hey, look, my name is Mark. I'm calling on behalf of Leo's son. You know this person so and so. What's your name, sweetheart? Okay, cool. Now this person, whatever her name is, look, she wants to know how you feel about her. She be like, who the fuck are you? I'm like, look, I'm her friend. I'm her psychiatrist, tarot reader. This person be like, I don't want nothing to do with this mofo. If they're asking you to call me about their feelings, I don't want nothing to do with them. That's what I used to do. Then the women used to get mad at me in here. Cause I'd be like, why you just don't ask them yourself? I don't want to. I'm scared of rejection. So if I tell you the answer, if I tell you, hey, look, this guy don't like you. Oh, but that can't be true because, he looks at me. Who fucking cares if he looks at you? Guys look at girls all the time. Me and my friend were at the grocery store just now, and we saw one of the nastiest, dirtiest hoes in Bermuda's history. And she still looks good. She got a banging ass. She's still cute. And she was looking really good. And if I was drunk, I probably would have hit it. But I looked at her and said, hell no. Because the amount of D's that's been in you, I couldn't imagine what that thing looks like. But she still looks good for a hoe. She's probably like 40, 42 maybe. But hoes need love. She's married to my cousin. She knows who I am. She said hi and all that. And then my boy that was next to me, he was eyeing her up. He was hungry. He was like, you know her? I'm like, yeah, I know her. He goes, oh, right, she's married to your cousin. I was like, yeah, yeah. I said, he's an idiot. He goes, yeah, she's a dirty one. I said, is she ever? That thing's been around. That thing's like a doorknob. Everybody gets a turn. That thing's got more turns than a doorknob. Shit. But she still looks good though. She still looks banging. But she's still a hoe. That thing's probably got shit crawling in it and all that. I don't want nothing to do with that thing. But it's life. She's a good mom, I heard. She's got like, I think 3 kids or something like that. Apparently she's a good mother. So that's good. She's a good mother hoe. You know? At least she takes care of her kids, so I'm happy for her. Even though she's a hoe. She used to do some nasty shit back in the day. I'll never forget, she was probably like maybe 18 or 19. She's probably maybe, I don't know, maybe 10 years younger than me, probably. Or maybe, probably less than that. She might be like 7 or 8 years younger than me. But she used to hang out with my cousin, uh, that is also a hoe. And she had this leopard like full body like outfit on. Like she literally looked like a human leopard. And she had this yet blonde, curly, frizzy hair. And she walked into that. I was DJing that night. She walked in and I looked and I said, OMG, look what came out of the motherfucking jungle. Lucky you said you was about to sleep and you had a smoke and then suddenly heard him yell. That sounds like him. Oh, okay, well, yeah. Just call for him. Keep calling out for him. You can use that one, Barb. When I talk about hers, I say a lot of crazy shit. Leo son, you say you feel like a psychiatrist? Yeah, I know. I'm a psychiatrist on here every day. I'm a psychiatrist every damn day. Okay, Lucky. Well, let's hope it's him. Let's really hope it's him. Who the fuck is this outside my gate? Okay, Lucky. Let's hope it's him. Or let's hope you find him tomorrow or tonight or in the morning. You should put some food outside, but put it inside your yard. You should put something that he likes out there. Who's this who? Oh, that's my neighbor. Never mind. I was wondering who that was. I shouldn't call my neighbor a who. That's not nice. Probably. Like I said, I think he's with a person. So, a man. All right, cool. Yeah, you said you used to be addicted to readings too. I think everybody was at one point. I would say that I was addicted to readings at not for a long time, probably for like a whole year, because I was so determined to get the right answer or get an answer that I know is like what I feel or what I want or what like I'm dreaming or praying for. And out of all the readings that I got, not one of them, not one in the love department came true. Not one, you know? And don't know why. I don't really care. But, a lot of the readings were like, oh, yeah, you're going to find somebody. You're going to get married. You're going to have kids. By the time you reach this age, you're going to be this, and that. I'm like, all this bullshit love readings I got. Because that was the only department in my life that I've had an issue with. Everything else, they said about my career, my life, my business, all that stuff came true. But the love stuff never came true and still hasn't come true till today. And I never go back to a psychic and say, hey, you fake fuck, you told me I was gonna, because it's not really their fault. A lot of it is like them just wanting to give me good news or they see a potential or something that might happen, but it didn't. And half of it is probably like me denying it or like me just saying, man, I don't want that girl. Fuck that shit. I'll be like, nah, I don't want her. You're talking about this chick? Oh, hell no. Now, I've never been married and I don't have kids. No. I wish I did. That's probably one of my biggest dreams in life. But unfortunately, it never happened. Just like how psychic says it was going to happen, but it never did. But everything else happened, though. I have 6 nephews. I have 2 sisters and a brother, and each of them have 2 boys each. And they're the 2 youngest ones are the ones that live next to me, and their deadbeat dad left here almost 4 years ago, and they were like 12 and 14, and now they're 16 and 18. And since the day they were born, I've been like their father figure. I've been like the only growing up man in their life. I'm their uncle, obviously, but we're like bros. We're always together. So even though I don't have my own kids, those boys are like my children. Because I raise them. They're like my kids. The youngest one, him and I are always together. We're like, everybody thinks he's my son. Yeah, that's him right there. Look, that's me and the youngest. He's on my wallpaper. He's like my best friend and my best buddy. He's 16 years old. We're always together. Everybody thinks he's my son. Like people who don't really know me, they're like, "Oh, this your son?" I'm like, "No, that's my nephew." "Oh, he looks like you." I say, "Yeah, we have the same like features." At the end of the day, he is my nephew. But yeah, he's like my son. He's the youngest, and he lives next door to me. So my sister got a divorce almost 4 years ago. She got a divorce, and the father is a piece of shit. He don't speak to the kids. He just pays child support, and that's it. He doesn't care about the kids. He don't speak to the kids. Yeah, it's my sister's son. Yeah, this is my sister's house. I live in. I live in the apartment. She lives in the main house with the two boys, and I live in the apartment. Me and my sister are like best friends. But when her ex-husband was here, he's the one who begged me to come over here, and I didn't want to come over here. I had my own apartment, and he begged me to come here, and I didn't want to, and then I ended up coming here. I've been here for 15 years now. Because when that my nephew there was born, I was 1 year after he was born. They bought this house, and they needed help, and they needed like me to live here with them and shit. And I was like, yeah, I guess I'll come here. Fuck. It was a mistake in the beginning, but now it's like, it was meant to happen because, I couldn't imagine my sister and those boys being here with that bastard, you know. Because thank God I'm here because I kind of chased his ass out of here because he was disrespecting the kids and my sister and myself. I almost fucking beat the shit out of him. I still want to beat his ass, but he's getting enough karma now, so I'm not really worried about it. I told my sister, you can divorce him. You got me. You got the boys. You don't need that fuck face. He's nobody. He's not doing nothing now, so you might as well get rid of him. So I'm like, yeah, fuck you. Get cracking. So yeah, we got rid of his ass. I kind of scared him out of here. He had cameras everywhere. He was sleeping with a baseball bat. So yeah, I kind of threatened him a million times. So he eventually left. And then we got the house. We got everything we needed. And he ended up being with a woman right away. People said that he was cheating. All that bullshit. So I feel like beating his ass every time, but he's getting a lot of karma right now because we get all the information about him all the time, even without even asking. Barb, right here, look. That's me and my nephew. He's as tall as me now. I'm not very tall anyway. But yeah. I just went 49 in February. I just went 49 in February 6th. I'll be 50 next year. Holy shit. Oh, you was hanging close? I can't do that today. You'll be 47 in July. Yeah, time flies. Time fucking flies, that's for sure. Yep. I watched all my nephews grow up. Half of them are in college. All of them have graduated from high school. Because they're like, all six of my nephews look up to me, and, like they all want to do what I want to do. They all idolize me, and I was with them all the time. See, because I never had kids. So I always wanted to like be the best uncle in the world. So the oldest is 23 and the youngest is 16. So there's 23, 21, 20, 19, 18, and 16. That's all six. And all of them are a different sign too. And I all love them all, and they all come to me when they need me. If they need anything from me, they know they can come and see me anytime. When they were all young, I used to play with them and show them how to do shit. They all love sports because of me. They all go for the same teams I go for. So everybody used to tell me that I've corrupted these kids to like teams that I like. I said, I ain't corrupt nobody. They just want to be like me. So, I love them to death like they're my own. And I'm so glad that they all are achieving their goals. And I told them all, don't be like me. You don't want to work hard your whole life. I dropped out of school. I was a fucking, pain in the ass when I was 16, 17 years old. And then when I went to the army when I was 18, it kind of straightened out my life. And today when I went to go get some food, I saw my captain from the army. I walked up to him and I shook his hand. I said, "Hey, how you doing? You remember me?" He goes, "Of course I do. You were in my group in army." I said, "Okay, just checking." I said, "Good seeing you, sir." And he's like, "Yeah, good seeing you too." So that's pretty cool seeing him. He used to make me laugh. He used to talk a lot of shit. I wanted to beat his ass sometimes, but he was just funny. He was a funny guy. Like, he's still cool though. I don't have no animosity towards some of those people. They're all right. They had to do their job. They had to straighten little fuckers like me out at the time. Yeah, life goes on. It happens. Life happens. But yeah, I always encourage kids to, start their own business, be good to their parents. I've always had to try and straighten out my nephews from, especially these two next door. They're a pain in the ass. They're at the stage where they think they know everything. But it was pretty cool the other night. My sister and I were talking, video chatting with my 18-year-old nephew, and he says, "Hey, bro." I say, "Yeah, what's up?" He goes, "I gotta tell you something. I don't even want to tell you because I know you're gonna say I told you so anyway. But I'm gonna tell you that you were right." I'm like, "I'm always right. I already told you that I've lived in this world way longer than you." He goes, "Well, you're right about this." And I said, "Yeah, of course. The rest of the stuff you won't admit." But he says, "You know what, bro? You were right about having too many friends is a problem and don't trust nobody. You always taught me that. You always told me, I always said to you, why do you hate everyone and why do you dislike so many people? And you used to say to me that you couldn't trust them. You didn't believe them. They were fake." He goes, "Well, the guys I live with, out of the three guys I live with, two of them are super fake. And the other guy's like, cool as shit." And, I had to realize that a whole year later that these guys were fake as fuck. And you told me from day one, don't trust any of them. And now, like almost a whole year later, I find myself, hearing your voice saying, don't trust these fucking people you don't know. Right? In order to know somebody, you got to know somebody for years. And even then, that person can still pull out that knife and stick it in your back. You can know somebody for 20 years and they can stab you in your back because they just can't. You're in your lifetime, you're probably not going to adapt to every single person in your life. There's going to be people that you've known your whole life and then they disappear or they die or you get rid of them because they did something very bad to you because they just can't resist in being a piece of shit. So people are in your life for a reason or a season, or they're just in your life to give you a lesson. And that's just the way it is. And even my friend just now at the grocery store, he's like, "You still speak to that person?" I'm like, "Oh, hell no, bro." He goes, "Well, I always have this thing that I don't want to go sleep with grudges and I don't want to go sleep mad." I said, "I go to sleep knowing that I ain't got to speak to that person no more and have that person fuck me over again." He goes, "Yeah, I guess you're right." I said, "I know I'm fucking right. You're not supposed to forgive nobody. Who the fuck deserves your forgiveness? Nobody deserves your forgiveness. And you shouldn't forgive nobody for disrespecting you because that's bullshit because you line yourself up for a restart. When you forgive somebody, you're pressing the restart button for that person to eventually fuck you over again. And how many times have you forgiven somebody and they've done the same thing again? How many times have you forgiven somebody and they've never disrespected you again? Exactly. I made my point. Because the ratio of that is never the same. So I always say, forgive yourself for dealing with the bad people in your life. That's what I always tell everybody. I forgive myself every day for involving myself with pieces of shit and people who have disrespected me for no reason, or people who actually like want to do evil to me for no reason, just because you don't like the way I talk or act, or because I'm more successful than you, or I have more fucking hats in the background than you do, or I DJ and I'm a psychic and I'm a business owner, or whatever the fuck you want to pinpoint out of my life. You know, that's just sick, delusional behavior, and you should just stick to yourself. I'm not going nowhere in this world envying nobody else's life, because I love my life and I love who I am, and I don't give a shit about what you're doing, what you say, how you act, or who you're with, or how many whatever you have. It don't faze me. I don't care. I'm the type of person you'll never have to worry about hating on you, because I don't hate on nobody. I don't care about what you're doing. I'll give you your props where props is due. There's always going to be somebody better than you, and always somebody bigger than you, smaller than you, smarter than you. There's always going to be that other person that's got way more shit than you do, and you're not supposed to envy that person. You should be just happy for that person that they have what they have, because they've come a long way, or they've done something more than you've done. Everybody's different. You can't be the same. And even if you try to, there's still going to be different shit. So why worry about it? Why act that way, or why be that way? It don't make sense. Life's too short to worry about that shit. Yeah, same here. I've walked away from plenty of people. Yeah. And it doesn't even hurt me, to be honest. I don't get hurt anymore, because I feel like my heart doesn't get hurt no more. I think that when your heart gets hurt so many times, it just doesn't feel like getting hurt anymore. I don't know if anybody else feels like that in the world, but let me know if you feel that way. Because my heart doesn't feel the pain or the hurt from any disrespect or any behavior anymore. Even when my dad died and my dog died a couple months ago, my heart didn't really hurt, because my mind was telling me, hey, your dad doesn't have to suffer no more. Your dog doesn't have to suffer no more. You don't have to suffer watching them suffer. So why is my heart going to hurt? My heart's never going to hurt. My heart's always going to love them. But my mind is telling me, hey, don't worry. Everything's going to be okay. They're in a better place now. You ain't got to worry about them anymore. All you got to do is know that they're there for you in a spiritual form now. And they're going to make you stronger and more powerful every day. And that's exactly what's happened since they've both gone. My life's gotten 100% better. Just because I have two people a dog and a dad, they're helping me in my day-to-day life and making sure that I'm happy, making sure that I don't have to do all this bullshit just to make myself happy, and everything just falling into place. But it's also my belief pattern that tells me if I believe that this is really happening, then it is happening. And then when it does happen, I just sit back and say, wow, this is like pretty cool. Like, just, this is all I had to do. This is the easiest shit ever. The less I worry, the less I doubt, the less I, think of bad shit, and the more positive and the more belief I have, then my life gets better and better every day. And that's why when I come on here, I talk forever. I say positive shit. Sometimes, I feel a certain way. I'm not going to be happy every day, or I'm not going to be sad every day. Some days I come on here and I'm pissed at dumbass people, but, at least I try to do my best in everything I do. And that's all that matters. And I really don't care about anybody's criticism or opinions, or how they feel about me. I don't care. I'm gonna sleep at night no matter what. And if I don't sleep at night, I'll sleep during the day. But at the end of the day, you have to make yourself happy. Only you can make yourself happy. And the more you make yourself happy, the better your life will be. So always do what's best for you. Always do what's best for your children, your family, your parents. Always do what's best for you and what you think is the best solution for your situations that you live in. When all fails, press that reset button and try something else. Keep trying things to make your life better. Don't give up. Don't say, oh, I can't do it, or, this and that. I spoke to a recovering crackhead today. This guy is 65 years old, and he gave me a lot of wisdom and inspiration today. And he felt no way about telling me about his life and his journey. And I listened to him. I let him talk. I never interrupted him. And he's a cool guy. He said that he used to do drugs. He used to sell drugs. He used to, make coke and shit and make cocaine and drugs and crack. He says he was a big fiend, never had anything. He said his dad left his mom and him at an early age of 12. That ruined his life. His dad left his mom, went away to live forever, ruined his life, his sisters and everything in his life. And he ended up going on drugs. Then his mom kicked him out. He ended up living in the Salvation Army for 3 years to get his life back together. He's been clean for 37 years. He said he's been single forever. He's never wanted anybody, couldn't trust anybody ever again. And I listened to this guy and I'm like, this is fucking crazy. Like, this guy is 65 years old and he's telling me like that he went through hell and back and he's still like going. Like, he's still now, like, he's living his life. He's living a better life. He didn't really mention God at all, but you could see that, he made that change. He made his life better. He wanted to, say, hey, I fell and I got up. And now my life is much better. And I'm just going to work and go home and live my life. That's it. And he says he's taking care of his mom. And I said to him, look, bro, as long as you believe in yourself, that's all that matters. As long as you're happy, that's all that matters. You're very good at what you do, and that's all that matters. And he says, yeah, that's all I do, Mark. I just go home, and I go to work, come home. I don't go on social media. I don't care about the internet. I just watch some TV and then fall asleep and go back to work again. And I said, that's a good life, because if you get caught up in the social media and people's lives and you have the wrong woman in your life or the wrong man in your life, that shit all goes downhill. It makes you feel like you failed, or you didn't get to do exactly what you did. And then you might continue to doubt yourself over and over and over because you made a poor choice. But sometimes you might have made the right choice at the right time, but then it goes to shit. Sometimes it's not really your fault, because the person you end up trying to spend the rest of your life with ends up changing their mind about being with you. And it's not your fault. It's just, that's just the way it is. So there's many things that can happen in our lives, but it all boils down to what you want to do when those things happen. Are you going to give up? Are you going to bitch and moan and cry? Are you going to change your life? Are you going to make your life better? It all depends on you. It all depends on you. And I feel like I'm a prime example of that. I used to smoke, drink, and this August coming will be 9 years I stopped. And I never ever have the urge to do it again. Because it's not no longer a part of my life. And I don't want it to be. And the money and time that I saved not doing those things, I've been able to put that invested into things that I love to do that aren't addictive and aren't disrespectful. So remember that you yourself can make your life better. It's really up to you. All right? Remember that. As you can see above my head, there's a lot of rain around where I'm living in Bermuda. And there's a little gap there right now, but there's a lot more coming. So before this rain goes crazy, I'm going to go outside and secure some things and make sure everything's closed. And I'm going to go chill out for a bit. And I'm going to have lasagna for dinner tonight. So I'm going to go next door and make sure I put all the stuff over there so we can make it later. And yeah, I'll be back tonight at some point in time to hang out with you guys, talk some shit, and have fun. So I'll be back at some point in time. Alrighty? You too, Leo son. Good seeing you. And I don't know if you go live like all the time or whatever, but if you go live, I have your notifications on. So next time you go live, I'll say hi. All right, Barbie, take care of yourself, and I'll be back later on at some point in time. It's like 5:38 here, so I'll probably be back in like 3 hours or so. Bye. Ciao.